Hi, welcome to Plastinct, where one more is one less. Plastinct all began when one of our co-founders, Timothy Dowdy, would walk along Rock Creek Park each day with his dog. As Timothy walked along Rock Creek Park, he would look out and see all the materials, plastics and otherwise, that were about to enter our waterways and streams. Tim thought he needed to do something to stop this from happening, and he took a simple action. He brought a trash bag with him. So each day when Tim and his dog would walk along Rock Creek Park, he would stop and pick up plastics and trash and other items and deposit it in his bag. What we're looking at here is one day's what he called harvest. And each day he would take that harvest back to his house, go through the trash and recycling, and get that material out of the waterways. Tim thought this simple act was having an impact, but not as big as he wanted. What if there was not just one Tim, but dozens, hundreds, or countless Tims taking the same simple action all across the country? And Plastinct was born. The concept for Plastinct is to value and encourage that very simple act, the act of getting plastic out of the environment and into a process where it can be better managed. And that's how Plastinct works. Plastinct encourages users that when they are at a location to take that simple action and know that Plastinct is going to value that, reward that, and also process that for them the proper way. There's two ways that Plastinct does this. There's Plastinct 2, which is our full-service extraction and pre-sorting model, or Plastinct 1, which is our light model. Let's take a look at both. Plastinct 2 uses our smart bin and full-service pre-sorting, and Plastinct 1 uses the self-service 1 bin for easier, lighter deployments. Let's look at both in detail. Plastinct 2 is called Plastinct 2 because it handles both extraction, verification, and the pre-sorting of the materials. What a user does primarily, whether they're using Plastinct 2 or Plastinct 1, is engage through our app. And the app's going to have their profile where it will track all their activities, the harvest they've completed, how much material, the impact they've had. It'll also help them find maps to other smart bins where they can interact, find maps for participating, get messages and alerts of opportunities and other things as well. But the main way they're going to use the app is when they interact with one of our smart bins. Smart bins will be located at entrances and exits to parks or cities that are participating in the Plastinct program. What a user does is take out the phone and they approach the smart bin. And like they do at Whole Foods, they scan their QR code and it then makes a connection. The first thing that the smart bin will do is unlock the bag dispenser. And the user can take one of our smart bags with them. Smart bags have RFIDs, but they're also cute, fun backpacks that are made of recyclable material for users to wear. So instead of carrying a trash bag around like Tim did, instead they can put a backpack on and go about their daily business. And if they encounter a plastic or other material, they can take it and put it into their smart bag. Then when they're ready to leave, they'll identify a smart bin at one of the exits for one of their areas, and they'll go up again with their phone and scan the ID. At this point, what will happen is they will confirm that they have completed a harvest and unlock the receptacle. Rather than have to go through home and go through those materials and sort them as Tim used to do, they'll just take the smart bag, throw it into the receptacle, and close it. They'll get verification that they've completed this harvest, and also Plastinct will take it from here and handle all the processing. So that is where Plastinct drivers will go and be notified at certain times to go to smart bins and handle those materials. They'll take them out of the smart bins and bring them to our Plastinct facilities. At the facilities, we'll be able to verify that users did complete a harvest, give them proper rewards and acknowledgement, and also begin the pre-sorting process. This is going to bring additional value to the existing recycling infrastructure by making sure that all material is recycled and reused and redirected in the best possible way. In addition to Plastinct 2, we recognize that these deployments require heavier costs and heavier infrastructure. We want to make sure there's a simple model that we could start rolling out Plastinct all across the country and begin testing out the program. This is called Plastinct 1. And Plastinct 1 can live on its own or alongside Plastinct 2 as well. And Plastinct 1 is our self-service bin. And what it does is it builds upon existing infrastructure already in place. So Plastinct 1 is really almost entirely app-driven. So very similar to Plastinct 2, where users are able to engage with Plastinct, keep track of the harvest they've done, the impact that they've had, find areas and find opportunities to do these harvests. They're not going to have to go to a smart bin to collect a bag. Instead, they'll find one of these Plastinct 1 bins in multiple locations that are built on top of existing recycling and trash infrastructure. They'll be able to take a small trash bag like Tim did in his origin story if they want, but they don't need to. And at any given time when they want to make a deposit, they make that deposit, and they do that just by sort of self-verification through the app. There is opportunity for stronger verification through geolocation or selfie photos, other things of that sort. But really, Plastinct 1 is about encouraging people who are interested to take a very simple action and not rely so much on the tangible rewards they'll get from it. Instead, that they'll know that they're one of the top people cleaning up their areas or their parks, for example. When they go ahead and they'll make that deposit, and then they are done, and then Plastinct 1 leverages the existing infrastructure. So unlike Plastinct 2, which requires us to take the materials, verify them, and process them and pre-sort them, Plastinct 1 is building upon existing infrastructure and driving more traffic into that infrastructure. So instead, the existing county, city, other ways that they're already managing trash and recycling is already in place. Plastinct 1 is just providing a system for incentivizing and connecting people to make that change happen. And that's the lighter Plastinct 1. Whether it's Plastinct 1 or Plastinct 2, we think both models have opportunities for success. And we're really excited to be continuing to explore these as we're in the beginning infant stages of figuring out how Plastinct would deploy itself and make sure that every time someone picks up one more, it's one less piece of plastic or trash that ends up in our waterways. Thank you for your time.